get started with Haynes. Rod?
I imagine you're really looking forward to being back home. A big, raucous crowd. Yeah, how much does that mean to the team to be able to play in front of a crowd like that?
I mean, it means the world, especially the guys that's been here 3, 4, 5, 6 years. It means the world, and to see that, get better each and every year, and like everybody says, actually, make the home field advantage a home field advantage, and just the support and everything that's happened this season is, it's outstanding.
No, you're not an emotional guy, but have you given any thought to this being the last go-around at Bobby Dodd Stadium for you personally?
Not much. I'm more focused on Pittsburgh right now.
Will you at any point after the game or anything?
Probably after the season, But, right now I'm just kind of focused on doing my job and doing the best I can and communicating and executing at a high level. But I haven't necessarily thought about it or sat down and just looked back at everything. Try to enjoy and be present in the moment.
Haynes, to that point about being present, I know this is not a time of reflection for you guys, but Coach Key has sung your praises, not just the player, but the person you are throughout this season, talked about your value to the team and this university. How would you describe that relationship with him and really throughout this entire season when an entire country has kind of jumped on and been captivated by your story and what this team has done?
Oh, for sure. I mean, one is just being yourself, and then two, just surrounding yourself with like-minded people that want the same thing, want the same common goal, want to do it the right way. And when you do that, you're surrounded by like-minded people, and y'all create like a strong team, how we do right now. Individually, like I wouldn't say we're by the charts that we're like one of the best teams individually. Like I feel like we're one of the best teams though collectively in what we do it and how we do it. And that's just kind of like the big thing that I've always kind of wrapped my mind around it, and just kind of how I live how I've lived life is just be yourself and surround yourself with like-minded people.
Coach, he's talked about a couple of times this week the play Malik screenplay on Saturdays, and he's talked about you kind of sprinting by everybody. I think reaching a new top speed. Talk about that play, kind of what was going through your mind when you saw Malik break it and then get into the end zone.
Well, I throw it, he breaks it, and at first, I'm jogging down there, got my hands up, I'm like, oh, well, then I see like the safety or the corner start hauling tail, and I'm like, he might get him. And Leak's carrying his cold weather, ball slicks. I'm like, I'm about to, try to go down there just in case something happens. And I just started running as fast as I can just to try to be in a good position and put myself in the best position possible, because if something bad does happen, I was going to be in a good position to be able to still control the ball and try to recover it if anything were to happen. But, Malik did a good job of protecting it and getting in the end zone.
Yesterday, Coach Key kind of talked about your leadership a little bit. He said players respond to you. So I just want to ask just, what do you say? How do you just get this team to respond when you speak or you're dealing with adversity? Just what do you say to just kind of pick these guys up?
Well, one, trying to make practice as hard as possible, whether it's pushing the tempo, expecting certain things from them at a certain, high level. And if practices are the hardest thing, if practices are harder than a game, then a game is going to be easy, and you're just out there having fun. But like I said, just pushing those guys to the limit, whether it's practice or the way that they prepare, walk through the same way. And, if we're doing that and then afterwards, go talk to them. Like, hey, what were you thinking here? Like, hey, did you see when I did this? Like, I want to know. I want you to know, like, why I'm doing this. Like, I want to push the tempo. I want people to chase the ball. If we do that, like I said, we're going to be in good position to, make explosive plays, get them in the end zone, because now we're getting those home run blocks. Now we're stuff like that. And, just the executing at a high level, just, if you strain yourself mentally and physically during practice, that's what's going to happen in a game. You practice how you play.
What do you see from Pitt's front four?
Very explosive, very good. They get off the ball They're penetrators. You know, they try to get upfield, cause a lot of havoc. They fly to the ball. You know, they're going to try to stop the run as well. Play physical, handsy. They're just a really good defensive football team right now. You know, I hadn't watched much on offense, but you know, defensively they're really good, and it's, you know, one of the best defenses that we've seen so far.
You guys have had this constant approach. No game is bigger than the next. Every single week is important. Coach was in here yesterday. He said this is a championship game for you guys, a play-in type game. It's one of the biggest ones for this program in a while. How do you balance the stakes of this game with the approach that you guys have taken week in and week out and sort of embracing what this game means?
Key told us, you know, earlier in the week, you know, double down, whether it's preparation, recovery, watching film, stuff like that. But at the same time, like, we play every game like it's a championship game. And because we did that, now we're in this position. So let's keep riding what we've been doing. You know, what got us here was, you know, playing and preparing like it's a championship game every game. And that's what it is. And now, you know, we're blessed with this opportunity to, like we said, play as a championship game. Like, you know, if we win this, we're going to be in the ACC championship. So, you know, we're blessed with this opportunity, but, you know, that just goes to show with how we prepared this whole season and how we treated every game and every opportunity.
How much do you feel you've changed, grown, improved since you first got here way back in 2023?
Oh, it's night and day. You know, from, you know, coming from A&M, and it's not even just mechanically, but mentally, and the way that you lead and push people and stuff like that. You know, it's night and day of how I improved as a player and also as a person.
How would you describe what it's like playing a game at Bobby Dodd Stadium, particularly at night? Coach called it the greatest venue in prime time in sports. How do you describe it?
To me, it's an honor and blessing. You know, just go out there and play in the same stadium as you know, all these great players and great coaches have been in. You know, just to be in that same stadium and be in that same atmosphere. And then, like I said, the night game it's nothing like it. Being in the city of Atlanta, you know, you got the skyline in the background, all the lights, and you know, the atmosphere is going to be great, especially, you know, coming this week with senior night.
You know, you talked about Malik. Do you feel like his best trait is the ability to make that first guy miss, and then he takes advantage of his speed?
100%. But I'd say that's not even like his only or his only best trait. Like, you know, he obviously, with the ball in his hand, he's very explosive. But he also blocks on the perimeter. He's savvy enough. He knows, you know, where to line up. He communicates with people. Everybody's on the same page. Just having them out there just kind of gives you another level of communication because of his, you know, the savviness and his experience out there. And he's, you know, it means a lot when he's out there on the field because, like I said, anything can turn into a home run. And, you know everybody that's going to be around him, they're going to be on the same page, lined up the right way, and stuff like that.
Your parents going to be able to make the game on Saturday?
Yes.
What have your conversations been like with them throughout the course of this year, your final year of ball, just talking with them about life and football and everything?
You know, just talking about it. Dad, he's more focused on, you know, making sure I know that I still have a job to do, and I'm still focused, not too worried about everything else. And same with my mom. She's more focused on making sure I'm there in the present, rather than, you know, worried about everything else and, you know, who I'm talking to and stuff like that. Just being a present and, you know, this is what you've dreamed of your whole life. So go out there and do what you do and you know, work hard and everything will handle itself.
Anything else? Luke?
You know, before the season started, Malik was a guy from that receiver in the tight end room that had a lot of production to his name already. There was a lot of unknowns with different guys in that, you know, with the receiver. How would you sort of describe the growth of that unit as a whole with different guys throughout the year, being Eric, Isaiah, Dean, Zion, whoever, stepping up throughout this season and kind of making this offense more dynamic?
Oh, for sure, and they've done a really good job each and every week, developing, getting better with the ball not even in their hand, blocking on the perimeter, and that's what kind of helps these guys even be more explosive. When they're helping each other out, protecting each other on the perimeter, and then obviously if you're going to work your butt off and block, you're going to get that rock too. We're going to find a way because you're doing your job, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, we're going to try to reward you. But just their ability to, step in when somebody goes down and not miss a beat. It just shows their preparation level, the way they practice, the way they show up each and every day trying to get better. Even though, like you said, at first, like Malik and all them, like they were the guys, and then, one of them goes down, like it shows up with how you prepare, how do you work every day, how do you, what is your mental state in? Like, are you preparing like you're a starter, or are you preparing like you're going to play, or you just kind of messing around like, oh, I'm a freshman? Like, no, those guys come in there and work every day and try to get better.
Anything else? Appreciate you, Haynes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Haynes. Appreciate it.